As the Lord, the God of Israel lives, before whom I stand, there will be no rain except at my word." The king said nothing, because there was nothing to say. The word of God spoken plainly.
The ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning cells, and bread and meat in the evening, and he drank from the brook. The drought came, exactly as the word said. No rain for 3 years. The land cracked. The brook dried up because there was no rain. Even the prophet's provision was affected by the judgment he declared.
"Go at once to Zarephath," God said, and heed. "I have directed a widow there to supply you with food."
The jar of flour was not used up, and the jug of oil did not run dry. Every day, enough.
Now summon the people from all over Israel to meet me on Mount Carmel. Bring the 450 prophets of Baal. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him. The prophets of Baal called on the name of Baal from morning until noon. At noon, Elijah began to taunt them. "Shout louder," he said. "Surely he is a god."
"Shout louder! Perhaps Baal is sleeping."
Then Elijah said to all the people, "Come here to me." He repaired the altar of the Lord, which had been torn down.
At the time of the evening sacrifice, Elijah stepped forward and prayed, "Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac."
Then the fire of the Lord fell. It burned up the sacrifice, the wood, the stones, the soil, and licked up the...
"Go eat and drink," Elijah said to Ahab, "for there is the sound of a heavy rain. 3 years of drought about to end."
Elijah climbed to the top of Carmel and bent down to the ground and put his face between his knees and prayed. A cloud the size of a man's hand is rising from the sea. This is all Elijah knew. The sky grew black with clouds. The wind rose. A heavy rain came. The 3-year...
Jezebel sent Elijah a message. "I have had an Lord."
An angel touched him. "Arise and eat," he said. Beside him was bread baked over hot coals and a jar.
"The journey is too great for you," the angel said. "God knows what we carry." He traveled 40 days and 40 nights until he reached Horeb, the mountain of God, the same mountain where Moses received the law.
The Lord said, "Go out and stand on the mountain." A great wind tore the mountains apart. Then an earthquake.
And after the fire, a still small voice. A same God who...
"Go back," God said. "The cave is not the final destination. The whisper is not the ending. Go back."
Mount Carmel in the morning. The mountain where fire fell from heaven. The wilderness, where Elijah ran to die, where he was fed instead, where God met the burned-out prophet not with judgment, but with bread. Mount Carmel in the golden hour. The mountain where the question was settled. Elijah walked back into the world, the same prophet,
With the same God.
carrying the still small voice.
Mount Carmel in the morning, where the fire fell, where the rain came, where the question was settled. The mountain still stands.
The second lesson, the altar must be rebuilt before the fire can fall. Elijah's first act was not prayer, it was restoration.
The third lesson. Even the greatest people burn out.
The fifth lesson, when we are in the cave, God's first question is not rebuke, it is an invitation. The sixth lesson, God is often in the whisper, not the spectacle. Wind.
How long will you waver between two opinions? The seventh lesson. Indecision is its own decision. The people said nothing. The eighth lesson. Make the miracle impossible so that God gets all the glory.
Answer me, Eloard, so these people will know.
The ninth lesson, the prayer that calls fire from heaven, is short, direct. The 10th lesson, Tezin, the still small voice is always followed by a commission.
Go back.
Mount Carmel in the afternoon, the mountain where Elijah stood alone, where 450 prophets failed.
The summit in the golden hour, where fire fell from heaven, and now
While he slept, the angel prepared the meal. God worked while Elijah rested. This is the grace of the exhausted.
Mount Carmel at night, under the same stars that watch the fire fall. The stars do not remember.
Sunrise on the summit of Carmel, where fire fell from heaven.
The wilderness at golden hour, where the prophet ran, where God fed him, where the angel whispered, "The journey is too great for you."
Elijah on Mount Carmel the morning after. The fire is gone, the rain has come. The juniper tree, still growing in the wilderness. The tree under which the greatest prophet of his generation.
Mount Carmel at evening, the mountain that held the fire, now receiving the ordinary evening.
The wilderness, where the prophet ran, where God met him, not with fire this time, with bread. This is the other side of the Elijah story.
The summit at night, where the fire fell and the people fell on their faces, where a nation said, "The Lord, He is." Every dawn over Mount Carmel, the light returns to the mountain where fire fell.
Elijah on the summit in the golden hour, the prophet who called fire from heaven, standing in the ordinary golden light.
Mount Carmel, still standing, the mountain where Elijah stood alone against the crowd only and won.
How long will you waver between two opinions? 3,000 years old. Still the most urgent question of every generation. How long will you waver?
The juniper tree, where Elijah asked to die, where God said nothing theological, where God baked bread.
The fire of the Eloard fell, and burned up the sacrifice, the wood,
He arose and ate and drank, and went in the strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights. One meal lasted 40 days.
Mount Carmel in the golden hour, 3,000 years after the fire, the mountain still stands. The wilderness at night, where the prophet ran, where God found him. And every morning it asks, will you be the one who stands? Will you be the one who prays? Will you? The summit of Carmel in the morning, the altar of 12 stones, the water in the trench. Elijah on the road back, after everything. The fire on Carmel, the rain, the running, the juniper tree, the bread, the cave, the whisper. The mountain at night, where fire fell from heaven, he, now under the stars.
Elijah in the golden hour, the prophet who knew fire and bread and whisper.
Elijah on the mountain in the morning, the prophet who called fire from heaven, standing in the ordinary morning. The summit at evening, where the fire fell and the people fell, and God was confirmed. Mount Carmel in the afternoon, the mountain that asked the question, the God who answered it, and the nation. 7 times he sent his servant to look, 6 times, nothing, and he kept praying.
Sunrise on the summit of Carmel. Every morning, the light returns to the place where fire fell, as if to say,
Behind him, the whisper is within him.